Back to the project. On tap today, discussion about your friend and mine, the medial hamstrings. Yes, I'm talking about your adductors and this big mass of tissue on the inside of your leg. You know, a lot of talk is, revolves around, are you hip extension dominant or quad extension dominant? What I'm telling you is you should be dominant. And these adductors do a lot to stabilize the back, to bring the body towards midline, or bring the leg relative to midline as they stand up. Certainly we should be thinking about them as they relate to kind of their insertion on the pelvis, as they relate to my capacity to be in a good position. And certainly if you squat down, one of the reasons that people have to turn out is if their adductors are short. Certainly the length of the adductor is shortest here and it starts to lengthen here. And one of the reasons that knee can come in potentially is that people just don't have enough room. We think and kind of tend to obsess about the hip flexion, or the hip capsule, and driving the knee out, but certainly that makes this an even longer insertion to origin length. So here's what I want you to do tonight. We're going to just hammer your adductor mass. Lots of ways to go about this. The easiest way to start is to kind of assess yourself in that bottom position and then see what happens when you come off tension. So if your feet turn out a little bit, that shortens the adductors, come up, you'll find there's not as much tension there. With the feet a little bit straighter, you'll come up and you'll find that you have a much tighter adductor mass early on. And that's, if you spend a few minutes kind of doing anatomy on that, that's pectineus all the way down to kind of adductor longus magnus. So what we're looking for is, how do I create tension and torque so that I can stabilize the hip rotators and then get a powerful, abduction force. So here's what we're going to do. As I lay down, that classic first, the Olympic lift squat test. So go ahead and wind those guys up, wind those feet up, back is flat on the wall. I'm going to come into this three-way setting. So first I'm going to just do a nice good old contract, relax here, and feel the difference between this position and when the feet are straighter. And we're not talking about ramrod straight, we're talking about 3 to 7 degrees here. A little bit of torque that allows me to kind of set the knee into a good position, generate a lot of torque and stability at the spine. And then contract 5 seconds and then release. Come right in a little bit further. Get tight, tight, tight. Release. And then certainly go ahead and feel free to test and retest this with your squat. So that's homework number 1. You have 2 minutes, contract, relax. Number 2, one leg at a time. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of conjugate training here. And we're going to grab that 45-pound plate. I'm going to load up. Belly is tight. I'm trying to get my rib cage down. I'm going to try to lift up the plate as much as I can. And I'm using my other leg as the lever. That's the load. So load, hip is in a good strong position. The adductor is smoked. And then I start to bring that leg over as a load. I contract against the plate, release. Come a little bit further in the super frog position. You'll see this, that the adductors are big drivers in that second pull, the Olympic lifting, for example. So get tight, release. Let's do 2 minutes of contract, relax here. Just open up and you'll hit a completely different part of your groinage. Don't be afraid of that. That's still part of you. Last thing, once you grab a bar, put that thing up into your lap the best you can, cross-legged, and I want you to just smash those adductors nice and slow. Just roll back and like sandwich them. The weight is nice, but you're going to find that is pretty ugly. You'll capture some of this lateral quad. If you want to come up into a different position and tour around with the bar, you can, but you get the idea. But I just want you to smash back and forth and see if you can't capture some of this medial hamstring and a kind of inner part of your thigh, and it's pretty ugly, all right? So give that a go. I think we've even done it with the leg kind of more in this position to kind of smash that out and roll. But the bottom line is, can we improve this aspect of your game so that we're not talking about quad dominance or hamstring dominance or butt dominance. We're talking about dominance, and we want to look at all motor systems as equal contributors to the whole so that we can improve your squat gestalt. I'll see you tomorrow.